Hello, everybody. How you guys doing on this Sunday evening? This is Marlon here, and this is episode 29 of Kingdom Hearts 2. While this is not Kingdom Hearts 2 yet, but we will get to that in about an hour. In the first half of the stream, we will talk about the weather. And it's a national weather discussion with a tropical update. And after that, which will be 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is an hour from now, it'll be Kingdom Hearts 2. And we're going to play that for about an hour. And then after that, we conclude the stream with the weather topic of the day. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is that we're going to talk about the weather right now. And it starts off with how many active weather alerts are there throughout the country in the United States, I should say. There is one severe thunderstorm warning in Utah and Colorado, 2 flash flood warnings in South Carolina, 1 special marine warning in Florida, 5 special weather statements in Oregon, Georgia, Colorado, and Texas, 4 flood warnings. Wow, not a lot. Alright, so might as well just speed it up, through the whole national weather discussion, just so that we can get to the part where we can do Kingdom Hearts 2, because we are falling behind on that. But first things first, let's talk about the weather. So, what do we have here with the weather? Okay, so let's start off in the northeast, where, as you can see, folks, that there is a line of showers and storms plaguing places like Virginia all the way to Maine. But for the most part, it looks like as though it's clearing up. There is a cold front that's sweeping through Vermont, the Hudson Valley, and parts of the Delaware River Valley, in northeastern Pennsylvania and northwestern New Jersey, and the Catskills in upstate New York. Rain is slowly moving out of the East Coast, yet there's still plenty of showers to deal with in parts of northern New England, and another batch coming from Michigan and southern Ontario, and it's about to enter through Lake Ontario and Thousand Island region and the Adirondacks. But other than that, it's clearing up in West Virginia and the western part of Virginia and Pennsylvania. They're right now in the clear. Maryland, mostly in the clear. The Delmarva Peninsula, they still have some clouds and a few showers. That's left over, especially in southeastern Virginia, like Richmond, Norfolk, and Williamsburg, and as well as Boston and the eastern half of Long Island, Rhode Island, and coastal part of Maine and eastern part of Maine too. But cold front is offshore, and we'll get to North Carolina in just a second. And a stationary front is also offshore, and it's located in the Canadian Maritimes like Nova Scotia, but that's Canada's problem. Now let's go down south. No warnings, by the way, folks. No warnings. What we have here throughout the south is that we do have a cold front, rather a stationary front that's located along the Carolina coastline, and a cold front that's sweeping through South Georgia, the Panhandle of Florida, in the Gulf, and then becomes a stationary front as it enters through Texas, right along the Rio Grande, and into New Mexico, which we'll get to in a moment as well. Well, right now, let's talk about the south. So there's plenty of thunderstorms from the Carolina coast all the way down to Florida, especially in the Keys. But there are some warnings that are present, such as a flood warning just west of Daytona Beach, a special marine warning in association of from thunderstorms near the St. Augustine area. Yet in South Florida, plenty of thunderstorms, especially in the Big Bend area from Gainesville to Ocala to Daytona Beach and Jacksonville. By the way, folks, if you guys are into football, then you guys know that just about a couple hours ago there was there were some thunderstorms that had altered the game during the Panthers at Jaguars game. If you guys haven't noticed, I mean, you guys may not see it. I mean, this is just an MRMS type of radar. It's collective. It doesn't really mean that it's a single site radar, folks, because the single site radar is more accurate than the MRMS. It's all just summarizing all the all the radar that's there throughout the country. Yet lagging quality. But either way, folks, yeah, I mean, if you guys are into football, okay, so for those who are in the Jacksonville area and especially fans of both Jacksonville and Carolina, well, I don't know the score yet, but all I know from what I've heard is that the Jaguars beat the Panthers. There is a special weather statement just near Columbia, South Carolina. It's because of the thunderstorms producing strong winds and some small hail here and there. There's also a flood warning just located northwest of Ciudad Acuña. Plenty of showers and thunderstorms on the south side of Texas. You can see from Houston to Austin to San Antonio, all the way to Corpus Christi, where there is a special weather statement there. And right along the Rio Grande, plenty of thunderstorms to go around. But on the north side of Texas, it's quite clear for the most part. And nothing much going on throughout the lower Mississippi Valley. States like Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama. But most of Georgia's looking fine, except for the coastal and southern parts of the state. Atlanta's looking fine. Raleigh and Charlotte, well, not much is happening. Just a few clouds here and there, especially in the interior parts of South Carolina. And as for Oklahoma, well, just a few clouds that are there right now. Yeah, just a tiny bit, but it's mostly Kansas's problem. But there is another batch that's just popping up coming from New Mexico, but it'll happen in the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. Just a little spoiler alert. In the Ohio Valley, nothing much is going on. It's all clear as day throughout 4 states of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. As we move up north to the Great Lakes region, where there are just a few pop-up showers on the lower in the lower peninsula of Michigan, but on the northeastern side, the eastern side of Upper Michigan, just a few pop-up clouds. Yet moving outwards into Lake Huron and into the northeast. As we move into Wisconsin, not much is happening. Minnesota, not much, especially Iowa, the Dakotas. But much of Nebraska is mostly clear, but on the west side, pop-up showers and thunderstorms are making their way into Nebraska and Kansas. But Kansas does have some thunderstorms that are about to approach into Kansas. And we move on to the northern Rockies, where there are plenty of pop-up thunderstorms. So right along the northern Rockies, Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho, and Wyoming, and parts of Montana, and they are moving to the east generally. But as you can see, folks, there's a stationary front that's in position from Montana all the way through Wyoming, Colorado, and in New Mexico, and it's all connected to the stationary front in Texas. There's another stationary front that's located in the Central Plains region. And all of this is the reason why we're dealing with this scenario right here, with plenty of thunderstorms. It's plaguing throughout the Rockies, the parts of the Great Basin like Utah, western Colorado, and in northeastern Nevada. Yet they're moving to the northeast for the most part, folks. And just a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms in Arizona and parts of Clark County in Nevada and New Mexico. But it's nothing widespread, though. Maybe just somewhat close to being scattered, yet isolated though, but more scattered in Arizona though, and more isolated in New Mexico, mostly on the northeastern side and on the south and eastern side. In California, nothing much is going on, just a few pop-up clouds and showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder on the southeastern side of California. On the desert side, like in Dio and Blythe. Then we move up to the Pacific Northwest, where there are some two special weather statements in northeastern Oregon, all because of some pop-up thunderstorms that are located in the Cascades, all the way to the leeward side of the Cascades too. Places like Yakima, Bend, Lewiston, and even eventually Spokane. But Spokane, it's mostly dry for the most part. But Olympic National Park, just a few clouds and showers here and there. But Seattle, well, Seattle does have a game going on right now, but showers and storms are not within the vicinity, nor severe enough for weather delay to occur over there. Alright, now let's transition to here. Alright. Well, as you can see, folks, there is a cold front that's stretching from, say, offshore from the southeast all the way to Nova Scotia. That cold front is just offshore. It used to be a major problem. It used to cause a lot of severe weather throughout the Northeast yesterday, in which case we did manage to get the stream done before severe weather did its worst. And if we would have waited about two hours longer, that stream would have been cut off. Yeah, I have some friends of mine who have covered the storm yesterday, so congratulations to those guys for a job well done. Pat yourselves on the back, and now you guys can, chill out just for today. But for me, well, this is what I gotta deal with. Half weather, half gaming. Hold on a minute, folks. Alright, I'm back, folks. Anyway, plenty of offshore winds, except for the ones that are in Maine and in Cape Cod. They're actually coming from inland. They're coming from the west. Some of the winds, particularly in the Mid-Atlantic and the New York City area, they're shifting to the south as it leaves offshore or heads down south. New England winds are becoming light, though, but shifting to the northeast, though. Now we move on to talk about temperatures. So, what's going on right now? Well, we do have temperatures throughout New England. They are in the upper 50s to upper 60s. Then we move on to upstate New York and Pennsylvania, where temperatures there, they are in the low 60s to low 70s. The greater New York City area, temperatures are in the mid 60s to low 70s. Down to the mid-Atlantic, where temperatures in Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C., temperatures are in the upper 60s to mid 70s. In West Virginia, temperatures are in the 60s. Now let's zoom out. Let's start off in the Carolinas, where winds are moving to the south-southwest at up to 20 miles an hour. I forgot to mention the wind speed throughout the northeast, up to 20 miles per hour, but along the coast, some parts of the coast, just a little light though, except for Long Island and Cape Cod, just up to 25 miles an hour there. Now back to the southeast and in Georgia and Tennessee and Alabama, Mississippi, winds are moving to the south, blowing up to 20, maybe up to 25 miles an hour. But on the coastal side of South Carolina and Georgia, winds are somewhat light, though, bringing in some onshore flow.